This young man is a student of the University of Technology pursuing a bachelor's degree in engineering. At 23 years old, he has been the University of Technology Jamaica representative of the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineering, that's IEE, for those of you who don't know, since 2010. Instrument and Controls Engineer in training, our candidate on the road to success this morning is Brent Richardson. Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm
Now,
not
Brent,
too bad, I'm not too bad.
tell me, what is engineering to you?
Engineering to me is basic problem solving. You know, you see things in the real world or wherever you are, and you try to solve issues or basic problems and applying knowledge you know to solving those problems.
All right, so when did you first develop your passion for engineering?
A passion for engineering. When I was about 12 years old, we had a computer at home and it stopped working.
Yeah.
So one day my mother went to work, took a screwdriver and I pulled down the computer. Couldn't put it back to save my life, couldn't put it back together. But I pulled it down looking at the parts and stuff, and you know, I was fascinated with how, you know, these components, you know, make this thing work and stuff, and got cussing from my mother.
Naturally.
For the entire week, but I think it was well worth it. Also, my father is an electrical engineer as well, so I think that...
You're an only child, right?
Yes, I am.
Oh, so naturally it will pass down to you as the only son.
That's right, that's right.
All right, so was it always what you wanted to do? That's the only thing you've ever had a passion for?
I had a passion for flying. I wanted to be a pilot. My mom said to me, you know, I need to set the right foundation because, you know, being a pilot sometimes is a very fickle industry. So I need to have the, you know, required stuff before I move into that. So.
Okay, now you have been the UTech Jamaica representative of the Institute of, do it with me, Electrical and Electronics Engineering.
Yes, right.
Right, for 3 consecutive years since 2010.
That's correct.
What exactly do you do as a representative?
Well, basically you would attend various meetings and you would go to the Southeastern Conference in the United States and you would represent University of Technology in various competitions, whatever you were chosen for, whatever you chose to do, whether it be robotics, software competition, hardware, whatever it is, and you represent the University of Technology in network, and you kind of give the university a good name.
All right, so what's some of the criteria, though, to become a representative?
Criteria to become a representative? I would say raw interest, just hard interest.
Just interest. I mean, there's no level of know-how or ability that's required?
It's a plus to have the know-how, but in terms of requirements, no, because there are people there who will train you in what to do for various competitions or whatever we enter, and if you have the interest, they will.
Okay, so as long as you have the zeal for this thing, you're good to go.
As long as you have the zest for it, you're good to go.
Okay, fantastic. So what have you gained from some of these experiences? I mean, you've been to North Carolina, you've been to Florida, you've been to Tennessee. Right. What have you gained from all these experiences?
A lot. A lot. I can't explain in such a short time, but there's been I've met so many people, I've networked with so many people, I've learned so many things, I've seen so many other engineers, you know, come to their true potential at these conferences, so, you know, I've learned quite a bit.
I can imagine. Now, you've also been an intern and a holiday worker at the Golden Grove Sugar Estate in St. Thomas.
That's correct.
How did that come to pass, really?
Well, I applied to quite a few companies, and Separate were the one who decided to give me a chance. Separate are part owners of the Golden Grove Sugar Factory, and they decided to give me a shot. I started working at Caribbean Products for Separate first, and I was moved to Golden Grove in St. Thomas. Now, I'm from Kingston, so that's kind of a big move. But I moved out there, and you know, that's just what happened. I was just very
what was that
happy.
experience like for you? I mean, yes, you being a Kingstonian, going to St. Thomas to work. What was that experience like for you?
It was fantastic. It was great because Golden Grove Sugar Estate has given me what I need in experience. They have trained me and they've put me in a capacity at such a young age to do such great things. In terms.
So you are an what do you call it? You're an instrument and controls engineer in training at the Sugar Estate. What exactly was your role then?
My role, well, when I went, the operations manager, Mr. George Morris, came to me and said that he had a project to give to me. I wasn't expecting something like that because, you know, I'm very young and I'm not, you know, as experienced. But he said, you know, he wants to put the trust in me. So he said he'd give me a project to automate a mud filtration system. And that has basically been my experience. I spent 3 months working on it. And I presented it, and they were very impressed. Yes. And I took it further. I did my final project in this automation system, and I did the paper for IEEE, and I placed 3rd out of 53 universities for this project. Wow. Now you're telling me that from this project you've managed to make life easier for the other workers. Yes. Yes. How so? Well, this project right now, well, the design stages have been completed, but automation is making work easier for people. That's what instrumentation and controls engineers do. They make work for people when people are working and have hard manual labor. Yes. They make the work that they have to do less and easier so that companies can, you know, have job evaluations and look at overall job and reclassify. But wouldn't that somehow, you know, decrease the amount of jobs available? No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't. As I said, all it does is make someone else's life simpler. And if the capacity for their job, or if they're not necessarily needed in that position, all it helps the company to do is reclassify the job and help to station the person somewhere else. That's it. Okay, that's good. Relocation. Yeah, exactly. All right, now let's backtrack a bit, okay? So before attending UTech, you attended Arden High. That's correct. And then went on to Monroe College. Yeah. That's in St. Elizabeth, right? Yes, you being a Kingstonian, again, going to St. Elizabeth. Yeah. What inspired that decision, really? I get this question all the time. My mother would be the best person to ask about this. She said to me that, you know, well, the reason she gave me, at least, is that, you know, I was getting too comfortable to the Kingston life, and I get what I want. I get up out of my bed whatever time, you know, I do whatever I want, I eat whatever I want. I haven't been able to go through any hardships or to understand what it's like to be hungry, or, you understand? Yes. So living in Kingston wasn't able to give me that. She wanted to give me the full country experience, like what she had. So. And as the only child, I mean, it's only natural that you're somewhat spoiled, I would suppose. You can imagine. Oh boy! So, what was that experience like for you, though? That at Monroe. Yeah, as a far. It was a growing up experience, and I would never change it for the world. I'm very, very happy that I went to Monroe College, and it has taught me so much about life and so much about growing up, and, you know, it is a strong part of who I am today. Yeah. I can imagine. So you're doing free promo for Monroe College right now. Something like that. Something like that. No, I'm pretty sure it took a lot of perseverance and determination to get where you are today. What are some of the difficulties you have faced? The difficulties I have faced? In your field? In my field, I would say the fact that I'm so young. I've heard it many times before, that when you have someone in engineering, because engineering is mostly based on experience. That's what people want to see on your resume. They want to see experience. They want to see how many years you've worked at this company, what capacity you've worked in this company as. So the experience for me is lacking because I'm young, and I've heard a lot about it. People keep saying, oh, well, you know, we really love to have you, and you really look like a good prospect, but you're too young. You're too young, and so on. Okay, so what serves as your motivation? Because you're certainly getting somewhere. You're getting places. I'm trying. My motivation. I'm motivated by hard work. I said to myself that I want to be the best at what I do, and I try my best to emulate that. I try my best to see that in myself. Yes. You understand? So that really motivates me and pushes me further, and helps me to refocus my talent, refocus the knowledge that I've gained at UTech to, you know, become better. Okay, so what would you say to others, whether youth like yourself, who are pursuing the same path or a similar path? I would just say perseverance is key. There have been a lot of times where I felt like I wanted to give up, but you know, it's very difficult. I wouldn't say it's not difficult, but the rewards are great. Once you put in the work, you will enjoy it. Right, words of inspiration. All right, now it's tradition here on the Road to Success to ask each candidate a current affairs question. Are you ready, sir? I will do my best. Okay. All right, do you believe as Jamaicans we are respectful of our symbols, for example, the flag, the anthem, etc.? I believe that there's room for improvement. There are some Jamaicans who are very, very respectful and very patriotic, but there's a lot of room for improvement. There's a lot of room. When I hear the anthem being sung and Jamaicans saying boom in the middle and all that kind of stuff, as I said, there can be room for improvement.
Definitely, I agree. I agree. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning, Brent.
Thank you so much.
Certainly made my day a good start.
All right.
All right, and we wish to hear more from you, and all the best in your future endeavors.
Thank you so very much.
All right. And thank you, viewers, for watching. Our candidate this morning has been Brent Richardson, Instrument and Controls Engineer in Training.